Now at 6, day 12 of the sentencing trial for the Parkland school shooter came to an end with the prosecution resting its case.
It comes days after emotional testimonies from victims, witnesses, and families who lost loved ones.
We're live on air and always streaming on CBS News Miami with the CBS News app. Good evening, I'm Elliot Rodriguez.
And I'm Lauren Pastrana. Today, members of the jury visited Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School and were taken into the building where the massacre happened. CBS 4's Joan Murray was selected by random draw to tour the 1200 building as part of a media pool after the jurors left. And Joan, there were no pictures or video allowed to be taken inside the building. So tell us, what were your overall impressions of what you saw there?
Well, we only had a limited amount of time. We were told going in 30 minutes. We decided ahead of time to take the path of the shooter so we could have a feel exactly what transpired. As you said, there were no pictures, but I can tell you firsthand to see the bloodstains, and there were many of them on the floors and on the walls, to see those and the condition those were in even 4 years after the event. It was disturbing. And to realize these children who passed away there on these spots took their last breath, it was very disconcerting. And you can only imagine what it was like for these children. It's a very narrow space. The hallway is narrow. Some students were in the hallway. The classrooms are not all that large, and you could really get a feel of what it was trying to escape those bullets from that high-powered rifle. So I want to begin by talking about what we saw on the first floor and to see it from the view of how the jury saw it. So the first floor is where the shooter entered. He went to a stairwell. In that stairwell, we saw a stuffed animal and also an empty Valentine's bag, probably from a fleeing student. But that drove home the point that this was Valentine's Day, remember. And so all throughout the schools were signs of this was supposed to be a celebration, a happy day, a time to exchange candy and gifts and balloons and flowers. Another thing we saw, which it's very hard to get out of your mind, on the third floor of the building, rose petals, decayed rose petals throughout the hallway. Again, another just an eerie indication of what was to be a celebration and turned out to be a day of terror. So on that first floor, as we know now, 11 people died. There were students who died in the classroom and in the hallway. Again, very evident because of blood stains on the floor. In the classrooms, what was really just the only way you can describe it as being frozen in time, a time capsule it's been called, because remember, when this was unfolding, these students were in class. So in the English class, of course, you have essays on desk. You see computers open in another room. On the third floor, where the geography teacher saw it, were placemats showing a map. So they were in the middle of class. You know, some people feel like, okay, the classrooms will be all strewn about, like desks overturned. That wasn't the picture at all. In fact, you could tell in many classrooms that the students probably were trying to bunch some of the seats together to set up a shield for the shooter, because practically every classroom door has a window, a 1 foot by 3 foot long window, and that shooter shot through that glass, shattering it. So there are glass shards all in the classroom, on the corridor, and you really feel it. You can hear the crunching when you go in, and we had to step aside quite a bit because there is just so much glass through every floor. Onto the second floor, and that is where we saw some signs on I guess you'd say bulletin boards. We saw one that had a quote from James Dean, you know, very eerily, dream as if you will live forever, but live as if it's your last day. That was particularly moving and memorable considering all that transpired in that building. And then finally, when you get to the third floor, the site of so much carnage, where 6 people died. First geography teacher Scott Beagle, who was slumped over his doorway, and his glass was not broken, but there were students huddling in his room. You could get that feeling, and thankfully the shooter did not go in that classroom, so those people were unharmed. Then in the hallway, the bloodstains from students Meadow Pollock and Kara Logren, also Joaquin Oliver, who really struggled and fought against bullets. The shooter, as we know from surveillance video, came back, shot him 2 times, and as we learned in court from the medical examiner, he had his hand up trying to shield himself from the bullets, but it was in vain. We also saw the wall where student Peter Wang, who was shot at least a dozen times, took his last breath, and then the corridor, the rather stairwell next to him, where student Jamie Guttenberg passed away. And then finally the teacher's lounge, where there were bullet holes, 5 bullet holes in the window where the shooter tried to shoot through, and it is believed trying to shoot fleeing students. And we now know that he left behind a lot of firepower, and thankfully again he was unable to do that, and perhaps maybe some students' lives were spared. Then he left there in a hurry, tried to blend in, and was caught about an hour later. Just very moving, and you really did get more of an understanding of the terror the students felt, what it must have been like for the teachers and everybody that day.
Well, Joan, just horrific what you went through, but thank you so much for painting that picture for us. The jury also went through there, and now they have some time off to take this in before the defense starts presenting its case. Joan, thank you very much.